What's up? Today we're going to be talking about another project. This project is going to be installing a two-post car lift in your garage. Let's take a look. So one of the first things you need to know about installing a two-post car lift is the height of your ceilings. Make sure that the height of your ceiling fit which actual lift you're going to be getting. So here the height of our ceiling is 10 feet. So the lift that I have is 9 feet, which will be fine. But to gain maximum lift, we're gonna actually raise this ceiling to about 13 feet. So we're actually gonna take the doors down, and this whole middle bay will be a 13-foot bay. Now the first thing, safety first, you wanna check is your concrete. This concrete is approximately 8 inches thick, and say 6 to 8 inches thick. We're gonna actually cut out a 7 by 14 slab and replace the actual concrete. Now the reason we're gonna replace the concrete is, if you go over here where blue is at, if you can see, we have a slight crack that's actually running through the concrete. So anytime you see a crack in your concrete, you definitely want to get that replaced. Now that side is going to be where that post is sitting, where blue is sitting. And then if you come to this side and look down, we have another crack which runs the same way, and unfortunately it runs right where the lift post will be. So the first thing we're going to be looking at doing is cutting out the concrete and putting in a 7 by 14 slab right here in the middle. So hit that like button and subscribe and hit the notifications, and that way you'll get upcoming videos. We'll see you shortly. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is get some measurements for the concrete. So let's make some measurements and make it happen. Here is the final layout. Just in case you weren't able to see the size of the slab, I've actually outlined it in blue painter's tape. And the reason I'm doing the full slab is because, I don't know if you can see it, but here we have a crack that would have been running if I had did a 4 by 6 slab on both ends, and crack that ran all the way through is here. So to eliminate putting pressure on the outside concrete by doing a 4 by 4 pad slab, all this would be one slab, and here's the other crack running into it, which would have ran into that pad had I did just the pad. So that's why I elected to do the full slab, and that way I don't have any pressure on the existing concrete. So pull out some saws, get the crew over, and time to get to work. Okay, this is what we got so far. So far we got the rebar going in every 12 inches around the perimeter, compacting it down to get us 8 inches. That's what we up to. And I'm glad we actually poured it in a slab, full slab, because if you notice, around the perimeter or around the concrete where we've cut it, the actual slab is 4 inches, but there was another slab, so I don't know, well, what happened. They actually did 2 pours to get the concrete up to 8 inches. So if you notice all the way around, you can see where they actually did 2 pours. So we'll actually put in the rebar and we'll actually do a 8-inch slab. So that's where we are so far. Here is our completed slab. So we went with 5,000 psi 8-inch concrete. So that's plenty. Of course, you saw with the rebar. And one of the things when you're putting your rebar in, you definitely want to make sure that you take your measurements so that your bolts won't fall where your rebar is. So our pad is about 19 inches and the rebar is spread out. It's every foot, so it's about 24 inches. So where my center was at, it will actually be falling out farther. So that won't be a problem with the rebar. So other than that, it'll be about 28 to 30 days before we do anything here on the slab. So the next step will be actually to take out the ceiling. So slab complete. Like I said, we'll give it 30 days to dry. And we'll start on the ceiling in the meantime. Talk to you later. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share a video. And hit the notifications for upcoming videos.